like clothes when nobody's home. Now I don't see a ghost everywhere I go. And as far as I know, you need me the most. Now I'm not on the inside anymore. You talk but at the same time saying nothing. Now all I see is daylight when you're gone. If you don't wanna say goodbye, say goodbye. Say nothing, say nothing. No running back, running back. Say nothing, say nothing. If you don't wanna say goodbye, say nothing, say nothing. It isn't so bad, you should know that. Say nothing, say nothing. No running back, running back. You're lying through your teeth when I turn my head. As far as subtleties, well, it's not my best. It hurts to love and leave, I don't love you less. Saw it on your sleeves, you made such a mess. Now I'm not on the inside anymore. You talk but at the same time saying nothing. Now all I see is daylight when you're gone. If you don't wanna say goodbye, say goodbye. Say nothing, say nothing. No running back, running back. Say nothing, say nothing. If you don't wanna
All right, what's up, guys? Let's get into it. We're in here. All right, so we're technically in pre-New York Open now. What's good, y'all? Welcome, welcome. Appreciate y'all here. Y'all locked in with me every day, going crazy. Morning, everyone. Good to see you all. We got Michael in here, Seth, Patrick, Corey, Jesus, Puccini, PG, Edwin. Let's go, let's go. All right, y'all. Let's get it. Feel free to share. If you guys, are inclined to share, it is obviously welcome. What's up, Ma? All right, so you guys should be able to see the screen. Ideally, it's not as choppy. Right now, shouldn't be too bad. Looks okay. All right, one sec. Excellent connection. That's what it says here. All right. I'll choose to believe that. We'll see. All right. Let's get it. Audio's good. Visuals are good. GM. All right, so we actually went over quite a few. I just dropped a few ideas as well. So you guys can find that here. If you guys always want to see if I've dropped anything, click Tradetopia Trades, and then you guys will see whatever ideas. And then what we'll do is let's actually use this here as like our place to drop charts, etc. Good morning, Tradetopia live from PR. Take some time to myself. Grandma passed back on it, fam. My condolences, bro. I know that's never easy. Wish you and the family the best, man. Sending you love. What's up? Live from Mexico. Nice. Enjoy it. Disfruta. Moment, but silver. Yeah, I have silver setups. So I want to take here. This is the idea that I'm looking at for silver right now. I think we could see silver get below these London lows and trade into the spike down that we had. So if you take a look at this, let me know if you guys are able to see the price, these numbers better now than before as well. Just made them a little bit bigger if it's easier. But yeah, sweeping London liquidity here, playing into this area where we had a spike down. Right over here is where I think we can get. And if silver is going to keep going down, then more than likely we're going to see gold keep pushing down too, which looks like that's what gold is doing at the moment. So I stayed out considering the correlation. But yes, I like the silver play a bit better. And with indices, we had the news event. We had the market clear these highs. So the market definitely cleared some of these highs with Dow. It was dropping again. Didn't see a ton of, the market came down and up right before the news. So I wasn't fully convinced on shorts, whether it was Dow or it was NASDAQ. This did end up playing out. So the sweep here ends up playing out pretty well. But it was a similar reason. The market here clears some of these highs. I guess it was a bit slower on the way down. It just kind of slowly traded down to here right before it pumped, and then from here it shorted. So I wasn't really super convinced, so I was okay with missing out on the short, even though it's playing out really well. With this right now, we have this clearing the London sessions lows, and it really was just building up liquidity. And as you guys can see, NASDAQ is already going below these lows, while we're seeing Dow still trading above that London session liquidity. So I think looks to me like there's a chance that we have one of these scenarios where the market can clear these lows with, let's say, sometime after New York Open, get below here, and then either we see it sweep liquidity, show us that it didn't really have much demand, and then kind of, build up the typical break and retest traders so that it can then push to the upside. Something like this is possible. Otherwise, we had from New York to Asian session a kind of gap up and then trade even further. So this is kind of the Asian low, Asian imbalance over here. Numbers look good. Thanks. What's up? What's up? Yep. So, let's see. All right. So let me double check here. Stream looks decent. Quality, CPU. Something's messing with this though. I'll have to test it out. Why did NQ go down? Why? What do you mean? Like, I couldn't tell you who sold. I don't know. Someone sold something. Like there were positions that opened. The main thing, like there was retail buyers down here, so pushing price below it. Now there was enough money here so that when price goes down, like other buys can, like someone can be on the other side of the buy, of the sell. So that's one reason. But why NASDAQ instead of Dow? You could look at major stocks maybe at why that would happen. What's the excuse? At the end of the day, like why does anything move? It's because money's going in and money's going out. And you have the big players deciding what's going to go in and what's going to go out and when it's going to go in and when it's going to go out. So if you were looking for like a reason, like a high impact news reason, it's like they'll use whatever excuse they have, So whether it's, oh, Trump said something, or you're gonna get the good old. Right now, there's, for example, trade wars, the tariffs. There's war in general. So there's a whole bunch of excuses right now. For example, this morning there was like the PCE news, so response to something like that. Yeah, so PCE was positive. Right now, they just announced 26% of Americans have said they need to make 150K or more to be financially secure. Checks in with me. All right, yeah, so I wouldn't really look to take any buys on indices until we start seeing the market get at least below London session lows or Asian session lows. Now, as we go closer to that, we're about 12 minutes out from New York Open, so we're still seeing silver push its way down. Gold looks like it's getting close to breaking beneath those lows as well. And when gold breaks below here, now you want to think about, okay, well, where is gold going? And so gold right now, in my opinion, can target something in here. Could even go even lower. So if you want to go and zoom in on here, feel free. You can go check this out. So I guess we have some time here. Here's just how the market trades out of this zone. So you can see a little bit of some gold price action. So if I was going to see gold give a reversal, now again, I prefer trading silver. And you also see gold sell off from here, make its way higher, pulls back into, I would say, structure. I don't know if we would say it's mitigation. I think it would have to go down a little bit lower maybe. But this is a nice sell-off before the market rallies. So the next zone, if you wanted to find some confluence, so if you wanted to see like, here's where maybe you get a bounce on gold, maybe in here. But the best setup looks pretty evident to me for silver. This might take its time. What we can see over here is we also have a chart on natural gas. So this would be for price to come back down to here after it's up liquidity. Took out June buyers, May buyers. So coming into this zone, I think we could see some good movement. One thing that I was going over was, what should I look at? NGQ. Yeah, here's natural gas. It's giving a higher high at the moment. It's been trading above here now for about 7 hours or so. So good sign. This is a good sign that it wants to stay bullish, that there's demand above these highs, and a move back into here would just function as a retracement. And then opening up a buy within this imbalance is where I'm going to be targeting my trade here. Right there. So that's natural gas. Mentioned, I want to take this into this imbalance for now. I'm not going for higher highs quite yet, just because I know this didn't really give me a higher high. So trading into here is just, I think, a probability position. Good probability. Worth taking profit there. So consolidation with Dow. Kind of seeing a consolidation here with NAS. NAS is kind of forming the typical sweep of the liquidity, working its way back to where we've seen some support, can function as resistance. So this is where either we could see something like this, or we'll see it just continue to work its way lower. I'm not focusing on buys with NASDAQ yet because Dow is trading a little bit higher. So if Dow wants to get below these lows, the chances are NASDAQ is going to go even lower. Buenas tardes, César. ¿Cómo estás, bro? Tira cositas en español, profe. Básicamente esperando aquí que Dow se mueva debajo de la liquidez para ver si es que nos va a dar aquí una oportunidad. Entonces, si el mercado baja hacia acá, elimina liquidez. Si nos da típico quiebre y retesteo y venga aquí atrapando más vendedores minoristas, después podemos tener una entrada, digamos, donde hemos visto imbalance. Por aquí. Con gas natural, me gustan las compras, captura de liquidez. No hay mucha demanda, entonces podríamos ver reacción y continuación. Y con plata, una idea muy similar también. When live, do you show your broker or just TradingView? No, I trade here. So like, I'm already here. I'm already running. Like, these are active right now. And this is just the Apex account. And then I'll take my Top Step accounts and all that good stuff. So yeah, you'll see me trade live. Just look at all the recordings. You'll see it happen. See me win live. You'll see me lose live. Where are you from? I'm from Chicago. America. And my parents are from El Salvador. Santoni. Buenas, buenas. Will Wang. Which broker do you recommend me? I'm about to jump to Ninja Trader. Yeah, it's fine. Best place to learn how to trade futures? Honestly, I don't like to trade it. I mean, you can trade it. You're trading it right here, right now. But you're saying to learn how to, like, understand contracts and things like that. That is the number one video that I'm making this weekend, which is how to trade futures. Specifically, actually, how to go from CFDs to futures, like to build that bridge. That is the video for this weekend. So that is a focus for me. Yes. I will commit to that video coming out next week, because I've stalled on that video for a really long time. Okay. 5 minutes out from New York Open. I looked over majors during our Zoom in the community. Thank you. Okay, apparently people wanted to get that one. Gets the people going. So I looked at the majors when we started on the Zoom, and it was pretty dead. Like, there just wasn't a lot going on. There's a lot of liquidity, a lot of sideways movement with AUD USD. So with all these dollar setups, like, it's just consolidation. Nothing too exciting here. Sideways, just I see liquidity everywhere with Australian dollar or 6A. Euro finally swept the highs. Did something. But it's like the most bullish of them. GBP USD ranging. NZD still sideways, no concrete lower lows, and it's trading basically at the highs from all month. So not interested in anything there. USD CAD as well. Yeah, the Zoom, we had a Zoom about, it started about 70 minutes ago, and then we went up until this YouTube stream. USD CHF just played out of, looks like something down somewhere. Looks like it mitigated something. 2011 prices. Oh, wow. Yeah, trading right out of here right now. I have a setup, I guess, from marked up here from 2011. Damn. Swiss franc, dude, putting on a clinic right now against the dollar. Huh. Wild. Yeah, so nothing there either. And then USD JPY, which played out of our zone. It's been accumulating here. Maybe we find a setup in here somewhere. But we'll be patient. The sell over here at 147, over a 147. This will be a good setup whenever we get here. All right, so with New York Open, let's get a good perspective here. So we're starting to see a little bit more momentum with Dow. This is guys, we're in a small range over here, so the market's extremely choppy. Nasdaq's confirming more bearish structure than bullish structure. So the other thing that may be worth considering is just looking at NAS. Like, NAS pumped up to here, dropped a little bit, pumped up again. Maybe NAS wants to short from like over here somewhere, like just in this range. It's not the cleanest of trades. You see a lot of big move up here, then it drops. But if Nasdaq wants to keep, lower lows, because right now we're seeing the first 5 minute break of like shift in momentum. Like, this is now going from bullish to bearish on the 5 minute. If it stays like this, And that might go target Nasdaq's Asian session lows, which are right there. So this could be a key area to target liquidity. So for sells, looks like Nasdaq could have something here, and then Dow is more of the. For me, it's more of the buy. It's the sweep liquidity rally. So about 30 seconds out for this one. Got to sell for MY or MQ. MYMQ. So that's the take here. Right now, no active ideas on my end. So let's see how this goes. Now, because look at this, we've now been trading below here for about 25, 30 minutes. Here's New York Open bleeding through with Nasdaq. And then Dow dropping, going back up, a little slower. Here we go. So if we continue to see this, so let's say we continue to trade bearish, like just slowly, like we just stay over here. If we were to get something like this, then selling out of here could be a decent trade. Yeah, this could be all right. Could be seeing something over here. We'll see. NQ just traded downwards. So we just came back down a little further. Traded right into some liquidity. So not a big deal. This is Nasdaq right here. More buyers. Dow spiking up. Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sells up here, joining the party. Buyers down here, join the party. A lot of liquidity. A lot of liquidity. All right. So I'm not jumping the gun. I'm waiting for the market to give us some pretty clear signs. Nasdaq right now building a stronger case for shorts in this range. Definitely. All right, here. There we go. All right, so clears that out again. Works a little lower. While Dow pumps higher again. Boom. Another push. So we're definitely seeing a difference in price action right now. Like, big time divergence in price. Dow going higher. Nasdaq going lower. Okay. Let's let it roll through. Let's let that roll out. And then, oh, looks like I got disconnected. All right, there we go. Just kind of get double checking here the copy trader. Cancel. All right. Let's see. What other setups you guys want me to look at? Right now, we basically, with dollar pairs, really mediocre. Oh, okay. Actually, we're starting to drop below a little bit. So maybe we start seeing a shift in momentum with something. Not bad. maybe we see something build up for end of day. Probably more likely to see something set up for next week. We'll see. We'll see how this rallies, how this continues. Right now, it seems like we're getting the XXX USD start to clear some of these buys that we're building up throughout the week. Yeah, so maybe we see a spike down to liquidate buyers that were building up in the last couple of days. For sure. Okay. Getting a recap here on metals. Gold continued to drop, still bleeding through here. Silver consolidating some more, not quite going for those lows yet. Okay. Oil, a lot of sideways movement. In my opinion, just a lot liquidity is building up there as well. So see that. I think if we zoom out some more, I think we're going to end up clearing some of these lows, kind of just actually taking out some of these buyers as well to trade into this area, maybe even to get into this imbalance. So I'm holding off on oil. A lot of the market for me is just kind of squeezing, building up liquidity. All right, we're seeing indices start to get a little bit of momentum. For my dog investors over here, big day today, Kraken listing, actually listing today. So obviously, if you guys took the buys that I talked about here in the Tradetopia community, you guys can go to the crypto side of stuff here. Crypto and stocks. Nance dropped something on Sol about 5 days ago as well. Let's see. So I think, yeah, she bought some at 129. She gave you guys that setup. Sol sitting in the 140s now. And then crypto dollar cost average here. All right, buying some over here. Buy like another 700K. And some more crypto. But I buy crypto basically every day. So, but if you did take these from Saturday, then you're looking at like, let's see, I took some positions right around here. It was like 27 or 28. Right now, sitting at a cool 65%. So that's doing pretty well. If you're up whatever amount, stick to your plan there. And then let's see what's hot and what's cold today. We got Chewy trading down. Uber trading down. So Uber looks like it'll probably work its way down to here again. Into the 80s. At least 85-ish. That's just short term. I think we can trade back into April's levels probably at some point. Below 70s. Keep an eye on that. Tesla still dropping a little bit today, not too much more. But Tesla more than likely going to drop into 300 again, if not getting below 270. I talked about this, I think, yesterday. Before I go deeper into stocks, just to give you guys a quick update here with indices. Indices, what did it do? Spiked up, came crashing back down, spiked up again. So a lot of volatility, a lot of ranging. I don't usually buy things like this where we see like pre-New York Open spike down, up, crash back down. When it's quick moves up and down at new highs or new lows, it doesn't really establish anything concrete for me. So it doesn't fulfill like my demand confirmations. NASDAQ, on the other hand, after it looks like choosing to trade below for a bit. So we were getting market trading down here for some time. after New York Open, it's trading a lot more bullish, following Dow's movement as well. So the question now becomes, is this higher highs, right? Higher lows, higher highs. The market then trades below previous low for, we'll say a little under 30 minutes. Do you want to get in front of this? Is the question. Do you want to get in front of this bull? It cleared London session lows. It has not cleared Asian session lows. This right here was the news event from 7:30. So here's news event. All right, so here's USD news, USD PCE news. Is this the biggest pump? No. Not at all. If anything, it barely does anything. Here's a better version of it. Goes up, down. We're kind of just trading in this, and it kind of already goes up anyways. So a lot of sideways movement. Just showing you guys kind of the 15-second. I don't love selling here. I don't plan on selling here. Just more so pinpointing motive. Now that we've quickly left behind the fact here, this looks like no demand. Below 22,705, market doesn't want to trade here. As it goes down to this, but there's not really a desire, a need for price to be down here. These are more competitive prices at the moment from what it looks like. And then looking at Dow is still just ripping. So getting in front of this right now, nah, I don't think it's the best idea. We'll wait a little bit longer, see if there's anything worth taking. I'd say like the fact that the market cracked the high, came right back up. I'm sure some people maybe took a buy right here. I am not those people. For me, not enough confirmation. This could have easily become a sweep of liquidity, breaks below the low, and then now we see a shift in structure. So when it's so brief, I chill on that. So right now, yeah, not the most attractive markets for me. So I'm going to go ahead and get back into some more stocks here to give you guys some plays. Spotify is trading just way too high for my liking. Definitely not for an investment. Like, we're literally all-time highs over here. So nothing to do there. DLR, bullish. It's really bullish. Celsius. I think Celsius here is approaching some exits. So if you guys were catching up with me, we had Celsius buys here at $21, $21.50, $22. Right now, well over 100% growth on this. I shared this on Instagram and everything too. So peep that. My exit is over here. So almost there. $57 and change is where I like to take profit over here. Actually, once we get into the 50s, like 53-ish right here. Yeah. So this is a good zone. Celsius. Profit zone. All right, what's good, chat? JUR 30 or JUR 40. Oh, okay. Why not round number 800 or near it? What are you talking about? Puccini? 800 what? That was like 4 minutes ago, so I'm not sure. Let me know. I'll take a look at this here. Just keep me in the loop, bro. Okay. What I look for in stocks, honestly, first and foremost, I'm definitely at higher time frames. One, I'm mainly investing, and then we're using smart money principles, so you can learn actually on the technical analysis side of things. Remember, you guys can learn our exact trading system for free here in the classroom. So go to the classroom, smart money playbook. This will literally build a system, entry, exits, management, all of that. So you guys have that for sure. And then what I'll do is I'll make sure I'll get you guys the invite here. I think the invite link should be in the description, but if you don't have it in the description, then check it out. You got this right here. Let's see. Join the free community. All right, so I'm gonna pin that right there. There we go. All right. Puccini, bro, respond to me faster. And then so technical analysis, one, also, okay, why are, for example, like, usually there's an excuse for the market to move up and down. It's like it doesn't always, there's fundamentals are the excuse to move the market. So like we just had some solar stuff happen. All these solar things drop 20-30%. People panic. But they come back to just key levels based off of where big orders were filled for sells or for buys. So we'll look at that. And then overall, just, okay, like what's the context of this? What's its, what are the margins? So I'll give you guys a couple of things that I'm looking at when thinking about stocks and crypto. So like, okay, are they profitable? Is it a profitable company or not? Why not? Are they operating at a debt? What's the year over year revenue? And then just if it passes the vibe check, like, are people using this? Is this an obvious thing? Like, is this something that has a practical use case? But at the end of the day, remember, when you're looking at price and value are different things. So some things are undervalued, overpriced. Some things are underpriced and, like high value, but they're just underpriced. One of those examples that I believe right now is like with Intel and with Nike. Those are the two that for me, or is it Nike? Oh, we finally have our jump. All right. Fucking finally. Jeez. Isn't that funny? Speaking of which, we've been buying up Nike for I've been buying up Nike for a bit. I want to say around, was it here? Since like November? Yeah. So I started scooping some up here, and then this entire range was my buying zone. So just dollar cost averaging in here at other key levels. And then once we dipped below, because we were going into here, we got below the COVID lows. Whenever I get beneath COVID low levels on companies that make sense, oh yeah, these are like, I start scooping heavy. So anyways, Nike, one of those where I was like, okay, this is mad underpriced for what the company is. So if you were just buying around the 60s range, just like these last couple months, this puts you at about 20% growth. So Nike payday was finally looking good. So those are a couple things that I have in mind here when we're looking at kind of stocks to perform. There's a whole bunch of things that you can look at. I have like a scorecard too for certain stocks, so I can pull those up for you guys as well. I'll walk you through that right now. Before I do that, let me just double check indices real quick. All right, looking decent. Okay. Anyways, with all that being said, so Nike finally had one of those. Intel, a little bit. It's been squeezing since like July. And Intel, same thing. Like this came back down to levels we haven't seen since 2010. Trading well below COVID levels. And when we get squeezes like this, we tend to get pretty good breakouts. So right now, if you're looking at a first easy target on Intel, would be at a nice 50% growth. So for example, if you're dollar cost averaging just at 20, let's say 20 is your dollar cost average price. Right now, just on the week, you're up about 15%, but the target is a bit higher, getting into like the 30s. And this is the initial target for me before taking off the table right there. So approaching 34 for Intel. Let me look at the chat. Anyone up on their Nike buys? 15% today. Let's go. I like that shirt, Mike. Trade for freedom. Coming out soon. Wait till you see it fully. Didn't take any trades this week. How come? Just busy? Life stuff going on? Okay. So quick assessment on indices so far. If you look at NASDAQ, you're seeing a clearance of liquidity. It was building up some liquidity right there. Cracked below this, so got into back into some of like that Asian session range. This is the Asian session low for NASDAQ. So this is trading significantly more bearish than Dow. Dow is only pushing higher. That's it. It's only pushing higher. So do I want to get into a sell? No chance. There's just no confirmations. Do I want to get into a buy on a pullback? There's an imbalance, but there's really nothing outside of that. Like there's this, I guess. 15-second little drop here after New York Open plays into this area. I'll show you guys on here. I guess this if you're a 15-second time frame trader, I mean, maybe. Oh, my bad. You guys totally asked me about JER, and then I dismissed it. Or I was going to get to it, and then I forgot. So JER 40, or NASDAQ, or Dow. Damn. Dow has a little something here. I don't think I'm not going to play this. I want to see it go below London's low, but kind of interesting. Because we did see a little pump down, up. Now we have confirmation demand. If it trades here for a while, maybe I'll pull the trigger on this at a smaller risk size. So what I'm looking at here, what I wanted to walk you guys through is what are some stocks that you should be taking profit in. So in the chat, let me know if you're invested in stocks or crypto in general. And then if you are, that way I can give you some confirmations where, hey, yeah, you might want to take profit on this, or you know what, keep on holding. For example, if you're in Microsoft, we still don't really have distribution yet, but like we are up here. Walgreens, if you've been holding this, I called out Walgreens at these levels. So Walgreens, I had to play snipe this one. We waited this one out. Oh, did we wait this one out? So we waited this one out until it got to this July 1996 level. So until we got to this range, and then we've been playing out of this zone. So we ended up catching a nice move. I took profit on this pump here. I think it was like 1250. It's about 50%. Right now, obviously, you guys are seeing like there's very little volume in here. So this big moves are coming. Whether it's to the upside or the downside first, that'll be the question. But I would at least take off maybe whatever you threw in there. Super bid. That's crazy. Is it even worth anything? Super bid. I mainly buy VU, QQQ with stocks. That's straight. Pfizer. What are your thoughts? What do you want to do with Pfizer? Short it or what? Pfizer should crumble into like hell. Do you look at defense tech stocks? I actually don't, but I probably should. I have. Thank you for the coffee, babe. I appreciate you. Hey, shout out to all the people that support you every day. Shout out to Bootang. Raytheon. We can look at them for sure. Actually, let's look at them. Before I do, let's look at how we're gonna short Pfizer into oblivion. Okay, so yeah, ideally this just keeps dying. Now, where we'll probably see Pfizer bounce is going to be like over here. I have no intention, just from like, I guess like I don't know, maybe a moral standpoint, to ever buy this thing. I only want to short this. And the area that looks like, and you know, these companies are like, they make sure they live, you know? So could the market get back to 50 over here? Yeah, probably. Ideally, it doesn't. I'd have to look at, because here's the thing is like, I can't count on actual justice with companies like this. You just can't. Historically speaking, you know, like, Nora, we did not take gold buys because of the setup was there, but silver was more bearish. So I decided against gold buys. So anyways, Pfizer at some point getting over to here. My plan is to build positions. I need way more money so I can crush companies that just extract from humanity. Let's see, short Pfizer to hell. Okay, right there. Yeah, Puccini, you didn't respond to my question. So if you're, I don't see how I can help you if you don't respond to the questions. How did the fast go? Honestly, it was actually like not really bad. A couple moments here and there where it's like, oh man, could use a little something, but nah, I broke the fast 72 hours. That's a good one. I think I'm gonna do a nice little like at least 36 one a week. Just good practice of discipline, mental acuity, self-awareness, physical awareness, spiritual awareness. But yeah, short term right now, I don't have. I wish I could get an entry into here somewhere. Wait, what did I do? Oh, I just switched charts by accident. Where are we at? What is funny, and it's funny, I gave some crazy McDonald's buys. Here we caught McDonald's buys right there at under 250. So call this one out. It's not really volatile, so it's just like a conservative one, but it's pretty nice. Yeah, TopStack X has a demo. Mm-hmm. Did get the question, was it for me? You asked about 800 something, and then I didn't know what you were talking about, so I wanted to help you. Oh, sure, bro, my bad. I did that again. You right. Let's look at these global indices. I don't know why that shouldn't be there. Okay. Jer 40 cooking. Baby burgers, what? I can see a short way over here. Now I'm looking at, this is a CFDs chart, but someone sent me the ticker. Actually, I don't know if I've never looked at this on any other version. But yeah, we see a nice sweep up here. Could see a short, higher time frame analysis. Is there a reset button here? A quick hotkey? Oh, okay. That's nice. Like that. Okay. That's very useful. All right, short up in this range looks good for JER 40. That would be trading, selling out of the June 11th. So definitely not as bullish as indices have been. And then for buys look pretty clean. This looks like a very, very nice setup. Very friendly over here. Clear sweep of the low. Up into the zone. Boom. Textbook. Liquidity sweep here with New York open, it looks like, from yesterday. Clears London lows, plays into Asian session imbalance, and the market continues. So especially if this continues, has a good demand over here, then eventually this market should get it back down here. This might be a trade for like midweek next week or something. Yeah, once we get over here, this looks good. All right. Nice. All right, look at futures because of whatever. JER 40. Same setup stands for that. And then you have the setup over here. All right. Okay, so I mean it's the same thing, right? All right, looking like some shorts out of the zone. Today's the 27th. End of month, guys. End of month candles here coming. I think, is Monday the 30th? It should be, yeah. So, yeah. Should be getting there soon then. You should, next Monday's candle is going to be interesting. Futures hasn't passed June's prices yet. I don't think it did on the CFDs chart either. All right, Dow still going crazy. It's going crazy. Nasdaq ripping too. Dear God, let's go. So what does that mean for crypto is my question too. Crypto's got to be going crazy. 107? Okay. Okay. Yep. Clear the lows one more time. We were seeing that divergence between Bitcoin and ETH, right? ETH was holding the highs. Instead, rebalance but out of structure. Sol here clearing liquidity as well, pushing even higher. Fantastic. What's our boy Dog doing? Let's go, Dog. Road to 5 again. Wow. Okay, what are we seeing with metals? Metals did bounce. And then did gold bounce as well. Gold did as well. Look at that. Did the dollar, did they sweep the lows and then rally? Yes, they did. Indecisive price action again. USD-CHF might be creating it may be creating accumulation. This sweeps liquidity. We'll see if it goes and makes a higher high. If so, then we could be in for a swing trade. Because this reached like 15-year lows. We might be looking at something like this in the future. That's... Alright, that's fine. So interesting, since indices are peaking right now, we're seeing indices go into, like all-time highs, and then you see something like JER40 here that is going into a sell zone. We may be peaking with indices here. These all have, that's all one massive chess game. So, Corey, there's a practice account, bro. I don't know how else to tell you this, my G. There's a practice account. You literally just open an account, create an account, and then you can make a practice account. So I don't know how else to tell you. I'll show you. Let's see. Maybe I can just show you. Why tell you if I can show you, right? You log in. Once you log in, you'll see a feature that says literally create a practice account. So just make an account first. Here. All right. So with that being said, yeah, I think I like your JER40 short for sure. You see where we have resistance here before? Yeah, you do not have to pay. I'll repeat, you do not have to pay to make a practice account. JER40 on Top Step. I don't know if they have one on there, honestly. Let's see. Do they? Might be like DAX. Can you trade? I don't think so. Usually on CFDs is where you'll be able to, but it's not on it shouldn't be on the stock exchange. Like this here isn't on Chicago Board of Trade or CME. It's so you shouldn't be able to trade it. This is like CFDs more than anything, I think, or unless you can, but I don't think so. Nah. Y'all let me know. I've never traded it on there. Should I make a Top Step account for the futures account that I won? Yeah, why not? No, these aren't on Top Step. But you can use these as a tool. Okay, well, if this is coming into key levels on, for example, Germany's stock market, or you can look at, for example, Japanese stock market here is going nuts. Finally, too, they needed this. Shit. Japanese stock market had been struggling for quite some time. So this is playing into key levels from January as well. May play into these areas over here. You can actually make accounts with some brokers that allow you to tap into international exchanges. So like, for example, which one is it? Here, let me look up one. I forgot what the name of it. It's international. I actually meant to open this one. And what inspires me to trade like Japanese, the Nikkei, DAX, and all these other ones, it is called Interactive Brokers. Yeah, so IBKR, global access, 150 markets across like 30 plus countries, and you can trade U.S., Europe, Asia stocks. It's pretty fire. I know with Fidelity, it gives you access to some of them as well, like Japan, Canada, or Germany. And then same thing like Charles Schwab. I think you can trade Hong Kong, UK markets. TD Ameritrade doesn't. TradeStation you can through international interactive brokers. So yeah, there's some really cool videos you guys should check out. Like, if you guys have never seen this page, but there's this page called Billionaire Bears, I believe, on YouTube, and they have some of the sickest like documentaries, like trader documentaries. Like, they feel like just movies, like 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Definitely feel free to check those out. They're dope, super dope. Other than Traders Connect, do you know any trade copier? There's social trader tools. That's a good one too. What do you need it for? What's the account or what's the platform that you trade on? Match Trader? Is it Match Trader? Yeah, so check out Billionaire Bears. They got some cool stuff. So let's see, Billionaire Bears YouTube. Yeah, these guys have a sick cinematography. They haven't made one in like a year. I think they couldn't afford to make them. I don't know. So it must be, because this is literally like, this was gold. This is like one of the saddest things. Maybe I invest in these guys to make more videos, because these were super sick. They've made 6. Look at that. Imagine your first 6 videos, they do like 10 million in views. Yeah, these are fire. So check them out. I think my favorite ones out of these were, honestly, these just the Asian traders, the Japanese traders. Sizz, BNF was fire. These were really cool. Navs was really cool too. Nav, this is just, hopefully it goes better for me than this guy, but yeah, these guys are savage. Anyways, check these out if you ever wanted just some trading inspiration. Just kind of catch a vibe. Watch these. Yeah. Some weekend fun. Alright. No. Invalid video link? Really? Oh, I think it was the page, right? Yeah, these are sick. Okay. Nas making higher highs now. So with this type of structure, if we do work our way back here, then we actually could have a setup. I would want to wait and see how Dow worked its way down, but because of the nice way that we dropped and went higher, maybe we have a trade here. Would be a little too early for me to tell. Otherwise, yeah, considering the higher highs, the structure that we saw here, and what we talked about for like the 15-second, actually could be a decent play. So I'll have another here. Now we did have the alert go off for the German index. So it's approaching an area where the market could short. Considering we have more resistance over here, probably would wait for this to go a little higher. And so what do you do with that? How do you use this to your favor? You could just start to now wait and see if you get confirmations for some sort of short, whether it's Dow, whether it's NASDAQ. See if you get something else. Because when you're trading at like all-time highs and it's just in price discovery, you're like, what do I do? There's no history. I can't short out of anything. So you can use other markets to kind of get a heads up, like, okay, now roughly the market could start to give me some signs. Nav broke the system. Facts. I gotta live up to the Nav name now, you know? Dog at 47. Sheesh. We were looking at some stocks, and I'm gonna end with just some more. I want to go through a few more. Looks like Disney's recovered all of its woke mistakes when they realized, wait a minute, financially this is now getting in the way. Let me work a different agenda. So now that Disney's working whatever new agenda that they're going to be on, clearly it's been more profitable since they shifted towards just away from whatever the previous play was for them. So they got back around these last points of supply around COVID levels, and then are now ripping. I'm not really someone to invest into Disney. I think they just, if we're looking on a grand scheme of things, conspiracy level, something about Disney having contracts with the CIA just doesn't sit right with me. So I'm cool on not owning this company. Conspiracy guy. I mean, when the facts are facts, that's all that it is what it is. Conspiracy seems so aggressive because it just breaks a lot of people's belief systems that they're not willing to challenge. So it's not my fault people are unwilling to consider new perspectives. And you know, I like this. I heard this once that really resonated with me, where it's like people are willing to question everything except for what they've never considered questioning. And that's what you got to go into. So you said Red Lobster. All right. Red Lobster. I knew they were, I thought they were going to be done for. What's their ticker? What's Red Lobster ticker? This thing's fire. Yo, guys, if you're enjoying the session, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed so you catch the new one. So it was DRI. Then they filed for bankruptcy. So they don't have a ticker because they're not publicly traded. That makes sense. Oh, they've been in private equity for a while. That's right. Golden Gate Capital bought them, and they bought a shit ton of companies. That's all right. Interesting. Okay, so this is Visa. I think if you can get into a good position with like a credit card company, in terms of its stock, I feel like you're gonna make money forever. Like, I don't think Visa's ever gonna give me a chance to get in at a price that I like. I've missed it every time. Like this was, I don't know what I was doing in April. Oh, I was just buying other shit. That's why. Definitely investing. I went heavy in April with crypto. If we get below 333, I'm intrigued into entries below 330 here. Pfizer, T-Mobile. So T-Mobile, Nance actually was calling out buys on T-Mobile here at 220, right there. Like she actually sniped the fuck out of this. However, it's just to me like a boring one to own. I just like it's not as volatile. Starbucks entries are up on the year. We actually have been scaling in and out of Starbucks for a couple years now. So we had the entries here, and then we took profit over here. So that was a little 40% one, and then again here. And I'm not looking to take profit on Starbucks until 112-ish, right around there. So no entries, no exits, chilling on that. Etsy, bro, we fucking crushed entry. This was so fire. And then TP'd over here at a 50% at 60 and change. New entries, maybe on Etsy again. There's real estate plays that I'm interested in. REITs. So like instead of buying, I guess, for example, instead of you buying property itself, you buy some of these. The dividends are just sort of decent. But I won't get into that right now. I wanted to just give specific ideas. Apple's at an interesting like crossroads right now. It's like just squeezing can go in really either direction. So my belief systems are just if we get like there's so many good opportunities. So like if we get Apple to go like under 182 again, then cool. Catch a little play in this imbalance. That's like to me looks like a good opportunity. Otherwise, cool. TSM going crazy. You know, AI, all this tech that supports AI, like, yeah, this thing is going nuts. Look at this mitigation off of this here. Options plays on these. I'm not an options trader. Maybe in the future, considering the TA that we have and our ability to get really quality entries and exits on higher time frames, they're a lot easier. I think trading on the higher the time frame, the easier it becomes. So options trading kind of makes sense with stocks, especially. I think stocks are the easiest thing to trade by far, or at least to invest into. Options get a little bit more complex because you have to consider just a whole bunch of things, and I am definitely not a master at them. They put NFP on a Thursday next week, greedy bastards. What's up? Yeah, it's because of 4th of July. What's my favorite credit card to use? Just depends. Right now, my favorite credit card to use is Gemini's crypto card because I gain Bitcoin with every swipe. So that's a sick one. If you don't have that one's pretty dope. Obviously, it's newer, so you know, like it is what it is. But earning Bitcoin, it's so sick. Like, I don't know. Like to me, I felt like a little kid again. I'm like, yo, like we're literally earning crypto for spending money. Fuck yeah. What is my? I don't even know who do I have this account with. What email do I use? Outside of that, I tend to use my Amex for a lot of basically for travel stuff, and then I'll use. I rarely use the Chase one. I have a pretty good one with Citi for like food stuff. It just depends on the situation. But the one that gets swiped the most is probably the Amex Platinum. Yeah. I'd say that's the one that's got the most mileage. Am I gonna get the Coinbase one? I just got the Gemini one, so maybe. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead by September, whenever they come out in fall. I should have the. It should make sense to get a new one. For the sense that for like the what's called the inquiry and everything like that, space those out. Because you don't want to slam your profile with just a tons of new cards and all that. Wait, which card is it where you earn BTC Gemini? I'll send you the referral link right now. Don't you worry. Let me make my $7. All right. Actually, credit card companies they actually I think they have pretty good referral systems. There's these YouTubers that make these credit card like they make bread, dude. Because credit cards pay fat for referring people into their ecosystem. So. If you're down bad, just start becoming a credit card YouTuber and milk that referral money. For sure. I don't know. I don't think I've ever used a referral code for a credit card. There's a certain level of like, I would say, fiduciary responsibility. Like, if you're not in the right place, if you're going to use a credit card to get into more debt, not the way. It's not the way. If you're going to use it for the sake of to leverage just like opportunity and to build trust so that you can do things later on, then yeah, do that. But I think that's the most important thing, is to do it that way. So let's see here. Yeah, if anyone is interested in them, shoot me a message. I'll drop some sort of whatever referral thing I have. Otherwise, go do it yourself. I don't really care. That's not a big thing for me. Max out credit card for funded. I use all my cards only for points, and credit score increases pay every month. Yeah, for sure. Do the Gemini check? I think it does a soft credit pull. It does a soft credit pull. So it'll let you know, like, yeah, you're good, or nah, you're not. But always check. Yeah, always check. So you can just look it up yourself and do it. Like, not a big deal. Otherwise, whenever I'm done with this, just shoot me a message and I'll send you whatever my thing is. Payouts will pay it back. I mean, if you have this system, sure. Some people would call that smart debt. Peloton, Facebook. Facebook's at pretty good, I think, take profit levels, guys. If anyone's a meta holder, I think you're at pretty good TP right over here. Nice little sweep. So if this is you and in April alone you're up 50% on meta, damn. Yeah, that's fire. I'm sure it'll go higher, but if you wanted to lock something in, pretty good time to do that. On Meta, NVIDIA, are we at price discovery again, or where are we at? Yeah, we are. Look at that. Yo, people definitely were told to sell this. I can guarantee it. They always sell the list. Yeah, your data is not safe. By no means. I'm looking up when Jim Cramer was last bearish on NVIDIA. And I want to see how that times out with this. Or if he starts just being a super bull on this, that's probably always a good sign to take your money. I think there's a couple accounts, but there's like the inverse Kramer tracker. Let me see if I can find it on this account here. He hasn't been saying too much. All right, maybe not. All right, let's see. Dollar General. Anybody take this one? Right now, I think we could see one more spike up into this level to fill some of this gap on Dollar General. So like going into 120 and change is good. This has been one of the most unhinged, random call outs I've had probably. This one came back to those 2016 levels right over here. Got back into here. And then, honestly, right now, I think is a great place to take profit. The extra 2, 3, 4, 5%, I don't think it's worth it. Just take your money. So, a nice 70% banger. And the reason I believe in taking profits with these is so that you can get back into stable, get back into dollar, look for good opportunities, and just cycle again. Unless you're if you're someone that has like a technical analysis skill set, like you guys do. Amazon, I think you can hold for a bit longer. Boeing, I think you can hold for a bit longer. Actually, let me set an alert on Boeing for the exit. Sony's ripping. Nike. Sick. I bought some of this ENPH on the solar side of things. Had a nice jump. Just got to be mindful with these solar ones because they were going pretty crazy. Send me some tickers on the weapon side of things. Yo, shout out Coinbase. Coinbase going crazy. Who's been buying up Coinbase? Come on, let me know in the chat. Who's been buying up Coinbase? Sheesh. Coinbase is going off. Had a nice rip. Nike had a nice rip. Yeah, long. I know you've been stacking Nike with me. Fire. If anybody wants a Ferrari, you can own one for $400. You can own a share of Ferrari. I don't think it's a bad idea. Okay. You know what I just thought of? I wonder if we can predict the end of certain war times based on weapons manufacturing stocks. Because it's all around money, right? Like, weapons are just, like, war is created for the sake of financial, like, to create money. That's all it's for. That's the only reason. Any other ethical reason is cap. Is what? Is war money laundering? It's a creative finance. All right, let's see here. So we'll look at the big ones. So the big ones are like Lockheed Martin, So we can look at LMT here.
What was that? PLTR?
Palantir?
Yeah, that's like an AI one.
Yeah.
I think they did like a partnership with someone big.
Oh, I can look at it.
I'll look into it.
Lockheed Martin is ranging like crazy right now. So I wonder if we get a liquidity sweep here soon. This is at a good range. I don't buy stocks on the weapon stocks. I don't like the feeling of it. I don't know. I'd rather short it. So considering this was peaking here, way up here, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Lockheed Martin pump up to this range. Another like a 27% somewhere to here. Like this looks like the key area. Like because you can invest in so many different things, I choose not to give my money to certain things. Yeah. Okay. RTX. So let's look at Raytheon. Fucking A. Well, will you look at that? Raytheon was born at $1 and change. Now it's at 143. And it's hit its lows November 20, or when was this? What was happening here significantly? October 2023. Why was this so low here? Let's see. What happened to RTX in Q4 2023 caused a spike down and up? This is interesting because if you start to dissect, especially with stocks, usually there's fundamental that's the excuse for, to create sort of a negative perspective on something. This lures out a lot of retail sellers, a lot of retail traders out of their positions. They panic sell, blah, blah, blah. And then, there's the liquidity for bigger players to absorb that and just rip this here. So there was an engine recall issue. Engine recall issue with its geared turbofan engines. So they did a recall of like 3,000 engines. And then the financial impact was 3 to 3.5 billion over the next 2 years. It caused the spike down, so that was the excuse. From there, look at that. They completely rebalanced the market here. So cheaper entries, cheaper positions. From this area, then you have they clarified the financial impact afterwards. And then because of tensions in Ukraine, Middle East, Taiwan, that was the excuse later on for this thing to rip. So whenever you see things like this, big drops and the fears being induced, usually good times to scoop them up. Which is why I think we were getting pretty good entries with solar. The other ones you have are like knock. This one's for drones specifically. This is a lot of drones and stealth bombers and space defense systems. Still sideways, nothing big there. Yeah, you got a whole bunch of like Kratos. You asked about Kratos, right? So KTOS. Nuts. Coming back over to 2006 levels. Wow. What's the ticker for Palantir?
PLTR.
PLTR.
They linked up with the nuclear company.
They went nuclear. Jeez.
We were expecting a retracement, it just kept going
not a distro yet. Could be soon though. Yeah, interesting. I'm gonna look into it. I want to see what kind of what kind of environments we could see with weapon stocks and see. I would love to go, hey guys, yeah, we're gonna get an end to a war soon because the markets told me, and then be right would be fantastic. So yeah, JER 40 way up in here. Looks like it could want to short soon, and then that just cleared Dow to the upside. I wonder if NQ as well, seeing a lower low here. Could see the short. I could see the market wanting to short this now that, like, especially with JER, with what we just saw there. Had the stupid high. The market trades here. It stayed trading here for about, what was this, 15 minutes, and now way up into this range. Had I looked at this, I think 2 minutes earlier, I might have been convinced to short. And this is just because we're at the upper echelon of that JER 40 futures chart that we were looking at. It was peeking out over there. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see MNQ drop like that. Okay. Well, guys, good stuff today. As always, a pleasure. And I wish you guys the best. Have a great weekend. We'll be live here again on Monday. So enjoy. Make sure you're subscribed before you go. Like the stream. If you want to learn something, just go over the recordings all week. The week started off pretty decent. And then Wednesday, Thursday, got clapped a couple times. And then today, nothing yet. But that could change. So I want to get some confirmations for a short. We're almost at that point where I think it's a possibility. But, yeah, stay patient, guys. So take care, and I'll see you very soon.